What is up, everybody? This is the Wax Man coming to you live as always from Orlando. We talk about one day I may do something outside of Orlando, but hey, you just never know, right, guys? So today is Back to the Past Wednesday. I asked you guys when we finished up with the 93 Fleer, what would you guys like to see next? And I told you guys, hey, this is what I got. And I got votes on this one, the 1987 Topps. So who are we looking for? Here are the top 10 cards that we want to find in the set. Number 10, Roger Clemens. He if he gets a mint 10, he's worth around $10. You know, these cards, there was a lot of them out there, so raw, you're not talking a lot of money, but these are what are if they were graded. So Rafael Palmeiro's rookie card, if graded a mint 10, is 15. Cal Ripken Jr., if graded a mint 10, would be 20. A Nolan Ryan, rated a mint 10, is 20. A Barry Larkin rookie card, graded mint 10, is 20. Mark McGwire's rookie card, graded 10, mint 10 would be 25. A Bo Jackson rookie card, graded a mint 10 would be worth 35. A Jose Canseco rookie cup card in this set would still graded be worth about 35. He was really good, whether he did PEDs or not. Sometimes everybody takes stuff in their life to feel better, to work better, play better. Some things become illegal later, so you can't fault somebody for a system that's warped. And I'm going to leave that alone because there's players we don't like, there's players we like, but they still performed. Greg Maddux rookie card, graded mint 10, 40. And this is all PSA, these numbers I'm giving you. And the Barry Bonds rookie card, again, some people like me, when I was a young guy, I weighed 148 pounds. I'm sitting somewhere around 225 to 230. And I didn't do steroids, but I got really huge when I got in my older years, especially when I started working in the elevator industry. His rookie card, graded mint 10, would be worth $50. So here's a couple of things. What was going on in those years? That's a good question. 1987 had a lot of history, like most years. Oh, real quick, I got this from my local LCS. Not Walgreens. And I got a good deal on it. This box, along with any of the boxes that I have, I'll always tell you where I got them from. When I get them from my LCS, that means these boxes came out of a sealed case. So this has, whether he taped it on here or not, this came out of a sealed case. So I'm not too worried about it. The guy has been in business since 1987, I think it is. In the same location. So let's get this box open. See if we can't do what they did back in the day. Let's see here. Oh, it's got a little bit of tape, guys. Sorry. See if we can't. Oh yes, and look at that. There we go. And yes, this box at one time was $20. All right, so speaking of money, interesting facts. Gas in 1987. We're going to start in the front. And these have gum in them, so we're going to expect some gum damage to some of these cards. All right, so there's all the cards for this section this week. And so we expect some damage here and there. You know, it happens. So that said, all right, so gas was what, 89 cents a gallon? Stamps today are over 50 cents, like 55 cents. See, look what we're saying about the gum damage. You know, you always hope it's in a card that's not going to be worth anything. And you can see it can go into a couple of different cards here. So, all right. Let's see what else we got going here. I wanted to get some information to you guys. So, 1987 is actually a pretty good year when it comes to history. A couple of things here in the U.S. DNA was used for the first time in court. And there we go, Jim Rice. We'll go ahead and get him taken care of. Go through this pack real quick. Okay. So I'd like to sleeve up some of the good guys. Jim Rice really was a good player. I want to make sure, you know, his card's looking good. I don't see any damage on it. You know, just whatever ink errors. So that's kind of nice. Let's see what else. Ford Mustang. Those things are not cheap, are they? Well, you could get one for under $10,000 back in 1987. So you got the wax that, you know, over the years it kind of like sticks more and more to the cards. Here is the gum. Bob Welch. And Randy Bush. So I'm going to make sure that I separate these cards that have the, well, that won't be too, I mean, it's still good. That one will still be good enough. Even though it has a little bit of spot, it'll still be good enough to make sure that it's in somebody's set. But these cards here, nah, those cards are definitely trash. All right, let's see here. And what else do we got here? Simpsons. 1987 was the first year that The Simpsons aired their first episode. There we go. Dave Lopes, Fernando Valenzuela, Bobby Bonilla. This is not his rookie card, but man, it's nice to get it. Steve Sachs All-Star. So there's some good cards in this pack. Pete Rose as manager. Always like to sleeve my Pete Roses. Bob Horner was a real decent utility guy. Look at, he was batting .278. So it wasn't like this guy couldn't play. Wasn't supposed to hit a lot of home runs, but he still got .215 at this point in his career. So he's a very decent player. He played most of his years with the Atlanta Braves. And then here is a Lou Piniella manager card, which is nice. But I want to definitely sleeve up Rose. So in baseball news, in 1987, Minnesota Twins beat out the St. Louis Cardinals 4-3 for the World Series title. And let's take these two. It's always two cards, it seems, here. Rich Border, Danny Heap. These two, though, see how bad this one is? We're going to leave these guys together and just put them over there. All right. And the MVP of the World Series was Frank Viola. Ozzie Smith. So again, this got some nice cards in here. Billy Joe Rivideau. Always like to. Doc Gooden. A little bit warped, but we'll go ahead and sleeve him up too. Put him back here. I always had a lot of respect for Doc Gooden. He had some issues. Obviously, some of the players back then and even now, they'll have some off-field issues that could maybe hurt them or hinder their careers. But he came back really strong. You know what? Again, I'm going to leave these two together. Sorry, Dwight and Denny. Forever together until you dissolve completely in the landfill. Relay Jackson on ace. Here we go. Here we go. This is one of the cards we were looking for, right, guys? Some ink issues, but still in really, really top shape. It could probably grade it a 7 or an 8. It's got a little bit of ding to it, which is expected in these types of packs. But that's one of our chase cards. So what we'll do is we'll put the chase cards here. All right. We're going to continue going here. So we got Bannister, Mazzilli. There's a Robbie Thompson. There was a lot of high hopes for him. This is his rookie cup card. He didn't pan out the way he should have. But there's Coleman. He was pretty decent too. Let's see what his steals were by this point. 2 years in the league. And look at that. He already had 217 stolen bases, batting around 250. They really didn't want to get this guy on base because he was going to steal from you. It was rare that he got thrown out, but he stole a lot of bases. So 87 was an interesting year. So the question is, what was I doing in 1987? So in 1987, the beginning of the Tony Gwynn, man, that sucks. Tony Gwynn is destroyed. He is destroyed. We're not even going to open it up. Sorry, Tony, but some things happen. So Kevin Gross, Mitch Webster, Dick Hauser, Mickey Hatcher, Keith Hernandez. 1986 has a World Series ring, and he also got a ring with the Cardinals. John Franco, Ken Daly, Gary Gaetti, John McNamara, Mike Moore, Glenn Braggs, Rick Honeycutt, Randy Neiman, Dwayne Murphy, John Butcher, Alejandro Pena. And that winter, 86 into 87, see, I started, it was right after winter, it must have been spring. I was working in a bakery up in North Syracuse, Williams, over at the Williams supermarket. I was just a staple of the community. I went and worked in their bakery for a while, just before I went in the military. So I did that for several months. And Keith Hernandez, nice. Dwight Evans, record breaker. And Don Mattingly. So even though he's not on our list, our top 10 list, it's hard for me to just sit there and not sleeve this guy. Man, just a slight. It's like a 9. It's probably would be graded a 9. At least I would, but I don't know what they're looking for. You know, we sent some stuff in recently, and they didn't come back the way we wanted them to. And the reason I say that is based on how we've seen other cards that are graded. Our grades, we don't know why that they were graded so low. And I'm wondering if it's, honestly, I'm going to say it, I wonder if it's favoritism. Oh, that piece just came right off. Oh, but look at that. It's still 2 together. Denny Walling and Dan Pasqua. And I know it didn't make any sense, the lower grades that we saw. But, you know, old school way, that Don Mattingly is near perfect. This one has more damage, and it's just got a little flake off of there. Oh, here's a George Brett. I can't say no to him. Look at this. Him, Goose. So we know that the main 10, but we only talked about the most valuable cards. We didn't talk about awesome people or Hall of Famers. The Goose. So we'll go through all these cards here at the end of the stack. Ruben Sierra. This is his rookie card too. Doug Sisk, Bob Gritch, Mike Birkbeck, Johnny Ray, Bob Melvin, Willie Hernandez, Willie Wilson, George Hendrick, Pat Corrales, Brian Fisher. Now this is really cool. This guy was a really nice guy. Now I'm sleeving him for a reason. And I'm going to put him here because we're going to talk about Pat for a few minutes. Sorry, Mark, but we're going to talk about Pat for a few minutes. Pat Corrales was a really cool guy. Many years ago when he was with the Braves, my sister's boyfriend used to cut his hair, Pat Corrales' hair, when he come in, and he was the pitching coach. And because of that, we were able to get, some of the Braves, some different thing, pennants and other stuff from there. But my son was able to receive a couple of really nice things. Look at that. Baylor looks pretty good. It came apart when it came up, but that came out really decent. That card stays with the set. Finally, we get to keep that second card again without any marks. And so we one day we got a couple of baseballs in the mail. One was for Chipper Jones, and then the other was from John Schmaltz, and they both had their own separate. There's Wally Joyner. Perfect. They both had 2 different balls signed to my son. So it was kind of cool. So I really appreciate Pat was able to do that for us. I've never been able to thank him personally. So if you guys know Pat, let him know how much my son really appreciated it. And he keeps them tucked away. They're not even on display. Was Wally Joyner on our list? Joyner. It wasn't on our list, but it's his rookie cup card. So we're going to put him over here. So even though we say there's only 10 we're looking for, there's still more we didn't even sleeve that are in here that are great. And with all the other 87s I have, we'll have to find out if I let's see. Oh, no, this will work. Lenny Dykstra, just a little bit of marks here. 86 Mets. He has a World Series ring. This guy was tough as nails. Tough as nails. So then in the fall of September 87, I went into the military. Fort Bliss. It's his rookie cup card. And, there we go, Reggie Jackson. All right, so this is all of our cards from Stack 1 for Back to the Past Wednesday. I want to thank you guys for listening in. We'll talk some more about September in our next video. So these are the, it's out of respect to you, Pat. So we found one of our top 10 chase cards, but we also found Reggie Jackson, Wally Joyner Rookie Cup, the Goose, George Brett, Don Mattingly, Dwight Gooden, Pete Rose, and Jim Rice All-Star. And these were just some. We had more we could have sleeved, as you guys know. So, that said, guys, we will see you next Wednesday when we do another Back to the Past Wednesday. Really appreciate you guys stopping in today and enjoying this conversation from me to you. Please, in your comments, you guys can put in there, maybe something you remember from 87, whether you were born yet or not. It's always appreciative, and that's what I love about this community, the communication between us all. And, again, spend time with the one you love, treat them with respect and dignity. Sometimes it doesn't always go well. I went and shot pool last night at my friend's house. Wife sends me a text. I didn't text her on the way back home to let her know I was on the way home. That was my mistake. My bad. Yeah, she wasn't happy when I got home, and it was only a few-minute drive, but she tried to call me, but, the new laws down here, I don't even want a police officer to think I'm texting, so I don't even answer my phone. It's on silent. Came home, but we're good this morning, guys. So that said, you guys are awesome. Wax is out.